I stopped by my daughter's house on a Thursday morning. We usually have coffee together when she's off work. I let myself in with my key. The house was quiet. Then I heard crying. Coming from the kitchen, my daughter, sitting at the table in yesterday's clothes, phone pressed to her ear. She didn't hear me come in. "I can't do this anymore," she was saying. Her voice broke. "He doesn't know yet, but I have to tell him. I have to tell Mom." I stood in the doorway, frozen. She was talking about her husband, about something she'd been hiding. I'd raised her, thought I knew everything about her life. But standing there, listening to her cry to a stranger on the phone, I realized I didn't know her at all. If you're watching this, subscribe and tell me where you're watching from. I always love knowing. My name is Rebecca Foster. I'm 69 years old, and I thought I knew my daughter, really knew her. The way mothers are supposed to know their children, their fears, their dreams, their secrets. But I was wrong. Standing in her kitchen doorway that Thursday morning, listening to her sob into a phone, I realized I didn't know her at all. Let me start at the beginning. Before that morning, before the crying, before everything I believed shattered into pieces, I'm still trying to put back together. My daughter's name is Amelia. She's 36 years old, beautiful, intelligent, successful. Everything a mother could want. She married Nicholas 6 years ago. He's a good man, or so I thought. Steady job, good income, treats Amelia well. They bought a house in the suburbs, 3 bedrooms, nice yard. The kind of place young couples buy when they're planning a future, planning children, planning forever. But there were no children. 6 years and no children. I'd asked about it, carefully, the way mothers do when they're trying not to pressure. "Are you two thinking about kids? You'd make wonderful parents." Amelia would smile, change the subject. "Someday, Mom, we're not ready yet. We want to enjoy being married first. Travel, build our careers. Kids will come when the time is right." I accepted that. It was her life, her choice, her timeline. I'd raised her to be independent, to make her own decisions. I couldn't push, couldn't interfere. So I waited, hoped, dreamed of grandchildren I thought would come eventually. But they never came. And now I understand why. Amelia works as a financial advisor. Good job. She's always been good with numbers, with planning, with helping people build their futures. She works long hours sometimes. Client meetings, market analysis, the kind of work that doesn't stop at 5 o'clock. Nicholas is an engineer, civil engineering. He designs bridges, roads, infrastructure. Important work, well-paid work. He travels sometimes, site visits, project meetings, days away, sometimes weeks. They seemed happy, really happy. When I'd visit, they'd laugh together, touch each other in passing. Those small gestures that show affection, connection, love, or what I thought was love, what I wanted to believe was love. Looking back now, I see the cracks, the moments I ignored, the signs I explained away. Because that's what you do when you want to believe something, when you need to believe something. You ignore the truth staring you in the face. Amelia started losing weight about a year ago. Not much at first, just a few pounds. "I'm eating healthier," she said, "working out more, taking care of myself." I was proud, supportive, thought she was being proactive, taking control of her health. But the weight kept coming off. 10 pounds, 15, 20. She started looking gaunt, tired, dark circles under her eyes. Her clothes hung loose. Her face looked hollow. "Are you feeling okay?" I'd ask. "You look exhausted." "I'm fine, Mom. Just busy at work. Lots of clients right now. Stressful period. It'll calm down soon. But it didn't calm down. She got thinner, more tired, more distant. When I'd call, she'd sound distracted, like her mind was somewhere else, somewhere she couldn't or wouldn't talk about. Nicholas seemed concerned too, or maybe that was my imagination. Maybe he already knew. Maybe he was part of it. Part of whatever was happening that I couldn't see, couldn't understand, couldn't help with because I didn't know it existed. 3 months ago, Amelia canceled our Thursday coffee. Emergency at work. Had to meet with a client. So sorry. Next week for sure. Then she canceled the next week. And the next. Always an excuse. Always work. Always something more important than coffee with her mother. I tried not to take it personally. Tried to understand. She was busy, successful, had her own life. I couldn't expect her to drop everything for me. But it hurt, I won't lie. It hurt to be pushed aside, to feel like I was losing her. To sense something wrong but not know what. Not be allowed to help. Not be trusted with whatever burden she was carrying. I started calling more often, checking in. How are you? How's work? How's Nicholas? When can we get together? Always cheerful, always light, never pushing, never demanding. Just reminding her I was there, available, ready to help if she needed me. Her responses got shorter, more vague. Fine, busy, soon. One-word answers. The kind you give when you're hiding something. When you can't risk real conversation, because real conversation might reveal the truth. I talked to Nicholas once. Called him directly. Is Amelia okay? She seems stressed, tired. I'm worried about her. She's fine, Rebecca. Just work stuff. You know how she gets. Perfectionist. Takes on too much. But she's handling it. Don't worry. Don't worry. Easy for him to say. He wasn't her mother. Didn't carry her for 9 months. Didn't raise her. Didn't know every expression on her face. Every tone in her voice. Every tell that something was wrong. I worried constantly. But what could I do? Show up uninvited? Demand answers? Force myself into her life when she clearly wanted space? I didn't want to be that mother, the overbearing one, the one who can't let go, can't trust her daughter to handle her own problems. So I waited and worried and hoped she'd reach out, eventually, when she was ready, when whatever she was dealing with became too much to handle alone. Last month, I ran into one of Amelia's friends, Claire. We'd met at Amelia's wedding. Nice woman. They'd been friends since college. We chatted briefly in the grocery store. Small talk, weather, sales, life. How's Amelia doing? Claire asked. Casual question. Normal question. The kind friends ask. She's good. Busy with work. You know how it is. Claire's face changed, just for a second. Something flickered. Concern? Pity? Knowledge? Yeah, work. That must be hard. Tell her I'm thinking of her, that I'm here if she needs anything. It was a strange response. Too weighted, too meaningful. Like she knew something I didn't. Like there was subtext I was missing. But before I could ask, she made an excuse. Had to run. Late for an appointment. Nice seeing you. I stood there in the produce section, holding a bag of apples, feeling like I'd missed something important. Some key piece of information everyone else had but me. The mother. The one who should know first. Know everything. But knew nothing. That conversation haunted me. What did Claire know? What was everyone keeping from me? Was Amelia sick? In trouble? Having an affair? Getting divorced? What secret was big enough to change how people looked at me, talked to me, pitied me? I tried calling Amelia that night. No answer. Left a voicemail, casual, breezy. Just checking in. Call me when you can. Love you. She didn't call back. Not that night, not the next day, not all week. Radio silence. Complete silence. The kind that screams louder than words. I decided to show up. Thursday morning. Our old coffee time. The routine we used to have before everything changed. Before the cancellations. Before the distance. Before the secret. I drove to her house. Nice neighborhood. Quiet. Tree-lined streets. Well-maintained homes. The kind of place that looks perfect from the outside. Where everyone's life seems together. Successful. Happy. Where secrets hide behind closed doors and perfect facades. Her car was in the driveway. She was home. Not at work. Not in a meeting. Home. On a Thursday morning. When she should have been at her office. At her desk. Managing clients. Building portfolios. Doing the job she loved. The job she'd been too busy with to see her mother. I used my key, the one she'd given me years ago, for emergencies, for when she traveled, for when she needed someone to water plants or check the mail. I'd never used it without calling first, never just shown up. But this felt like an emergency. Even if I couldn't name it, couldn't define it, I knew something was wrong. The house was quiet, too quiet, like it was holding its breath, waiting. I closed the door softly behind me. Amelia, honey, it's Mom. Are you home? No answer, but I heard something. A sound, faint, coming from deeper in the house. I walked slowly. Through the living room, down the hall, toward the kitchen. And that's when I heard it clearly. Crying. Someone crying. My daughter crying. I stopped in the doorway. The kitchen was a mess. Dishes in the sink, coffee cups on the counter, papers scattered across the table, and Amelia, sitting in a chair, still in yesterday's clothes, hair unwashed, face swollen from crying, phone pressed to her ear. She was talking, voice broken, raw, desperate. I can't do this anymore. I can't keep lying. I can't keep pretending everything's fine when it's not. When nothing's fine. When everything's falling apart. She paused, listening. Whoever was on the other end was talking. I couldn't hear them. Just Amelia's responses, her confessions, her pain. He doesn't know yet. I haven't told him. I don't know how. I don't know what to say. Sorry, Nicholas, but I've been lying to you for months. About everything. About who I am, what I want, what I've done. How do I tell him that? How do I tell Mom? She'll be devastated, disappointed, ashamed of me. My heart stopped. Actually stopped. She was talking about me. About telling me something. Something bad. Something shameful. Something that would devastate me. I wanted to leave. To back out slowly. To pretend I'd never heard. Never come. Never used that key. To go back to not knowing. To comfortable ignorance. To believing my daughter was fine, perfect, happy, successful. But I couldn't move, couldn't breathe, couldn't do anything except stand there, frozen, listening, waiting for more, needing to know, dreading knowing, both at the same time. I know I have to tell them. I know, but I'm scared, so scared. What if they hate me? What if Nicholas leaves? What if Mom never forgives me? What if I lose everything? Everyone. More pausing, more listening, more crying. Then, you're right, I have to tell the truth. I have to face it, face them, face the consequences. I wish I could go back, make different choices, be different, be better, be the person they think I am instead of who I really am. She hung up, dropped the phone on the table, put her head in her hands, sobbed. Deep, wrenching, the kind of crying that comes from the soul, from a place of complete despair. I stood there for another moment. Then I cleared my throat, softly. She looked up, saw me. Her face went white, then red, then white again. Mom. Just that. Just my name. Said like a question, like an apology, like goodbye. Amelia. I walked into the kitchen, sat down across from her, looked at my daughter, really looked at her, saw the weight loss, the exhaustion, the fear, the secret eating her alive. How long have you been standing there? Her voice was small, childlike, like when she was young and got caught doing something wrong. Long enough. Who were you talking to? A therapist. I started seeing someone 3 months ago, trying to figure things out, trying to decide what to do. About what? She looked at me, eyes full of tears, full of fear, full of shame. About everything, Mom. About my whole life, about who I am, about what I've been hiding. Tell me. I kept my voice steady, calm, even though inside I was screaming, panicking, imagining worst-case scenarios: cancer, affair, bankruptcy, crime, everything horrible all at once. She took a deep breath, let it out slowly. I'm gay, Mom. I'm gay, and I've known for years, but I was scared to admit it, scared to tell anyone, scared of what people would think, what you'd think, what Dad would have thought. So I married Nicholas, because that's what I was supposed to do, what everyone expected. But I don't love him. Not the way a wife should love a husband. I tried. God, I tried. But I can't. And I've been having an affair with a woman for the past year, and I hate myself for it. For lying to Nicholas, for lying to you, for living this fake life. But I don't know how to stop, how to tell the truth, how to be who I really am without destroying everyone. The words hung in the air. Heavy, final, life-changing. I sat there, processing. My daughter was gay, had been hiding it, had married a man she didn't love, was really seeing her. For the first time, maybe. I love you, I said. That's what I want to say. I love you, no matter what. No matter who you love. No matter what choices you've made. You're my daughter, and I love you. Always. Forever. Unconditionally. She broke. Completely broke. Sobbed so hard I thought she'd shatter. I got up, walked around the table, held her, let her cry. Let her release years of fear and shame and hiding. Let her feel safe, finally, for the first time in who knows how long, when she finally stopped, when the tears ran out, when she could breathe again. We sat down, and she told me everything. She'd known she was different since high school, liked girls instead of boys, but grew up in a time, in a family, in a community where that wasn't okay, wasn't accepted, wasn't talked about. So she hid it, dated boys, pretended, convinced herself it was just a phase, that she'd grow out of it, that she'd meet the right man and everything would make sense. Then she met Nicholas in college. He was nice, safe, didn't pressure her. They became friends first. She thought maybe she could love him. Maybe friendship was enough. Maybe everyone exaggerated the passion, the desire. Maybe marriage was really just partnership, companionship, comfortable coexistence. So she married him, tried to make it work, tried to be a good wife, tried to want him physically, but couldn't. Avoided intimacy, made excuses, work, stress, headaches, tiredness, all the cliches. He was patient, understanding, maybe too understanding. Maybe he knew, on some level, that something was wrong, off, missing. Then a year ago, she met someone, a woman, another financial advisor at a conference. They'd connected, talked, exchanged numbers, started texting, meeting for coffee, then drinks, then more. Before she knew it, she was in love. Really in love. For the first time in her life. And having an affair. Lying to Nicholas. Lying to everyone. Living two lives. Two identities. Pretending to be straight during the day. Being herself only in stolen moments. Secret meetings. Hidden love. Her name is Daniela, Amelia said, softly, like saying the name hurt, like it was sacred, like it was everything. She's amazing, kind, funny, beautiful. Everything I never knew I wanted, never thought I could have. She makes me feel alive, real, like myself, the self I've been hiding my whole life. Does she know you're married? Yes, she knows everything. She's been patient, understanding, but she's also tired of hiding, of being a secret, of waiting for me to leave Nicholas, to choose her, to choose myself. And I want to. I really want to, but I'm terrified. Of what? Of everything. Of telling Nicholas, of breaking his heart, of what you'd think, of what people would say, of losing the life I've built. The image, the safety, the normal. Even if it's fake. Even if it's killing me. The image isn't worth your happiness, sweetheart. Or your health. Look at you. You're destroying yourself. Starving yourself. Working yourself to death. All to maintain a lie. That's not sustainable. That's not living. That's surviving. Barely. I know. That's what my therapist says. That's what Daniela says. That's what I tell myself every day. But knowing and doing are different things. Yes, they are. But you can do this. You're strong. Braver than you think. And you're not alone. I'm here. I'll help you. Whatever you need, however you need it. Even if it means divorcing Nicholas, coming out, changing everything. Especially then, Amelia, you're my daughter. Your happiness matters more to me than anything. More than what people think. More than tradition. More than my expectations. I want you to be happy. Really happy. And if that means being with a woman, then I support that. Completely. Fully. With everything I have. She looked at me. Really looked at me. Searching. Trying to believe. Trying to trust. You're not disappointed? Not ashamed? No. I'm heartbroken that you felt you had to hide. That you've been in pain. That you thought I wouldn't love you. Wouldn't accept you. That's the only part that breaks my heart. Everything else, I'm proud of you. For being honest. Finally. For choosing yourself. For trusting me with this. What do I do now? You tell Nicholas. Soon. Before it eats you alive. Before you waste more years. More life. He deserves to know. You deserve to be free. And Daniela deserves to not be a secret anymore. He's going to hate me. Maybe. At first. But eventually, he'll understand. He'll see that this was best for both of you. That you weren't being cruel. You were being honest. Finally, that's all anyone can ask. We talked for hours, planned, strategized. I met Daniela 2 days later. Amelia invited me. Nervous, scared, wanting my approval, needing my acceptance. We met at a coffee shop. Neutral ground, safe space. Daniela was lovely. Late 30s, warm smile, kind eyes. She looked at Amelia the way Nicholas never had, the way Amelia deserved to be looked at, with love, desire, pride, like she was everything. We talked for 2 hours about life, work, interests, nothing heavy, just getting to know each other. By the end, I understood why Amelia loved her, why she'd risked everything, why she couldn't stay in her marriage. Because this was real. This was right. This was what love was supposed to look like. Take care of my daughter, I told Daniela when we were leaving. She's been through a lot, been hiding a long time. She needs someone who sees her, all of her, loves all of her. I do, Daniela said, simply, honestly. I love her, more than anything. I'll take care of her, I promise. I believed her, trusted her, trusted that my daughter had finally found what she'd been looking for, what she'd been denying, what she deserved. The next week, Amelia told Nicholas. I wasn't there. She did it alone. At their house. Sat him down. Told him everything. About being gay. About Daniela. About wanting a divorce. About being sorry. So sorry. For wasting his time. For lying. For not being who he thought she was. She called me after, crying, but different crying. Not despairing. Relieved. Free. I did it, Mom, I told him. He was shocked, angry, hurt, but also understanding. He said he'd known something was wrong, felt it, but didn't know what. Didn't want to push. Thought I'd tell him when I was ready. Now he knows, and we're getting divorced. And I'm sad, and relieved, and terrified, and free, all at once. How do you feel? Lighter. Like I can finally breathe. Like I've been underwater my whole life and I'm finally on the surface. Finally getting air. It's scary, but good. Really good. I'm proud of you, sweetheart. So proud. The divorce took 4 months. Faster than most. Nicholas didn't fight it, didn't contest anything. He was hurt, angry, betrayed, but also relieved. I think part of him had known for years, had felt the distance, the absence, the pretending. Now he had answers. Painful answers, but answers nonetheless. They divided everything cleanly. The house went to Nicholas. Amelia didn't want it. Too many memories, too much pretending, too much performance. She took her half of the savings, her car, her personal belongings. Started over. Clean slate, new life. She moved into an apartment downtown. Small, modern, hers. She decorated it exactly how she wanted. Rainbow flag on the balcony. Art from queer artists on the walls. Books she'd hidden for years displayed proudly on shelves. Every choice an act of defiance, of freedom, of finally being herself. Daniela moved in 3 months after the divorce was final. They'd waited, wanted to do things right, wanted Amelia to have time, space, to grieve the end of her marriage, to process, to heal. But eventually, they were ready. Ready to build a life together, openly, honestly, finally. I visited often, had coffee in their bright kitchen, met their friends, other queer couples, people who'd been through similar struggles, similar journeys, similar pain. I felt welcomed, accepted, part of a community I'd never known existed, a community my daughter had needed, had found, had thrived in, but not everyone was accepting. Not everyone celebrated Amelia's truth, her courage, her freedom. Nicholas's family blamed her, called her selfish, a liar, a homewrecker. They'd loved her as a daughter-in-law. Now they hated her. Posted things on social media, subtle things, Bible verses about sanctity of marriage, articles about divorce destroying families, never mentioning names, but everyone knew. Everyone understood who they meant. Some of our friends distanced themselves, people I'd known for years, decades, church friends mostly. They stopped calling, stopped inviting me to events. When I'd see them in public, they'd smile tightly, make excuses, hurry away. Like my daughter's sexuality was contagious. Like supporting her made me complicit. Like love was conditional on heterosexuality. It hurt. I won't lie. Losing friends, losing community, being judged, being whispered about. But it also clarified things, showed me who really mattered, who really loved us, unconditionally, without judgment, without requirements. My son called 2 weeks after Amelia told Nicholas. Sebastian, he's 40, lives in Boston, works in finance. We're close. Or, I thought we were. I'd called him right after Amelia came out, told him everything, wanted him to hear it from me, not through gossip, not through social media, from family. His response had been lukewarm. Oh, okay. That's surprising. Is she sure? Maybe it's just a phase. Confusion. She was married to Nicholas for 6 years. Maybe she just needs therapy. To work through whatever's going on, I defended her, explained. She'd been in therapy. This wasn't confusion. This was clarity. This was truth. She'd been hiding, pretending. Now she was free, being herself, and we needed to support her. He'd said he'd call her, talk to her, but 2 weeks passed. Radio silence. Then he called me instead of her. Mom, I've been thinking about Amelia, about this whole situation. It's not a situation, Sebastian. It's her life, her identity, her truth. Right. Well, I'm not sure I'm comfortable with it. With her choices, with the lifestyle. I have kids, Mom. 3 kids. I don't want them exposed to that. I don't want them confused, thinking it's normal. My blood ran cold. It is normal. Your sister is normal. She's gay. That's who she is. Not a choice. Not a lifestyle. An identity. I disagree. But that's not even the main issue. The main issue is how this reflects on our family, on me. I have a career, a reputation, clients who are conservative, traditional. What will they think when they find out my sister left her husband for a woman? That she's like that? Like what? Gay, you can say the word, Sebastian, and who cares what they think? She's your sister. Family. You're supposed to love her, support her, not worry about your reputation. Easy for you to say. You're retired. You don't have to worry about what people think. I do. And I'm not willing to sacrifice my career, my family's comfort, for her choices. Then don't, I said, voice cold, flat. Don't call her. Don't visit. Don't pretend to care. Because if you can't support her, if you're more worried about what strangers think than your own sister's happiness, then you're not the man I raised, and I'm ashamed of you. I hung up, sat in silence, shaking, furious, heartbroken. My son, my firstborn, the boy I'd raised to be kind, compassionate, open-minded, had become someone I didn't recognize, someone small, someone scared, someone who chose reputation over love. I called Amelia, told her about the conversation. She cried, but said she'd expected it. Sebastian had always been traditional, conservative, worried about appearances. She'd known he might not accept her, might choose distance over support. It hurt, but it didn't surprise her. You don't have to cut him off from me, Mom. He's your son. You love him. I understand. I love you both, but I don't like him very much right now. And I won't pretend everything's fine. Won't act like what he said is acceptable. He owes you an apology, and until he gives it genuinely, I'm keeping my distance too. That's not fair to you. It's exactly fair. You're my daughter. You came out. You told your truth. You risked everything, and I'm proud of you. So proud. If Sebastian can't see that, can't celebrate that, then he doesn't deserve our time, our energy, our love. Months passed. Amelia thrived, started eating again, gaining healthy weight, sleeping better, smiling more. She looked alive, vibrant, real, the way she'd looked as a child, before the world taught her to hide, to pretend, to shrink. She and Daniela got engaged 6 months after moving in together. Simple proposal, at home, over breakfast. Daniela just asked, "Will you marry me? Build a life with me? Be my wife?" Amelia said yes. Through tears, through joy, through overwhelming relief that she could finally have this love, this partnership, this future she'd thought was impossible. They planned a small wedding, just close friends, chosen family, people who'd supported them, loved them, celebrated them. I was invited. Of course I was invited. Amelia wanted me there, needed me there, asked me to walk her down the aisle, since her father had passed years ago. I'd be honored, I told her. So honored. Thank you for including me, for letting me be part of this. You're not just part of this, Mom. You're the reason this is possible. Your acceptance, your love, your support. If you'd rejected me, I don't know if I could have done this. Could have left Nicholas, could have chosen myself. You gave me permission to be happy, to be real, to be me. I cried. Of course I cried. Because that's what mothers do when their children tell them they've made a difference, that they've mattered, that love was enough. But there was a problem. Sebastian, my son, Amelia's brother, who hadn't called, hadn't apologized, hadn't acknowledged her engagement, her happiness, her existence. Are you inviting him? I asked carefully. To the wedding? I don't know. Part of me wants to. He's my brother, my only sibling. But part of me doesn't want someone there who doesn't support me, who's ashamed of me, who thinks I'm wrong, sinful, confused. It's your wedding, your day. You get to decide. And whatever you decide, I'll support. She thought about it for weeks, finally decided to send an invitation. One last olive branch, one last chance for Sebastian to step up, to be family, to choose love over fear. The invitation came back, unopened, refused. A clear message, a final answer. Sebastian wanted nothing to do with her, with this wedding, with this life, with her. Amelia called me crying, not devastated, but sad, grieving, not for who Sebastian was now, but for who she'd thought he was, who she'd hoped he'd be. The brother who'd protect her, stand by her, choose her, always. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. It's not your fault, Mom. It's his choice, his loss. I wish he could see past his prejudice, his fear, his need to be accepted by people who don't matter. I wish he could just love me, like you do, without conditions, without shame. He doesn't deserve you, or your grief, or your hope. He's made his choice. Now you make yours. Have your wedding. Celebrate your love. Surround yourself with people who see you, really see you, and let him sit in his small, scared life, alone. The wedding was beautiful, intimate, 30 people in a garden, spring flowers everywhere, both brides in white, Daniela in a suit, Amelia in a dress, both stunning, both glowing, both perfectly themselves. I walked Amelia down the aisle. She held my arm tight, leaned close, whispered, "Thank you, Mom, for everything, for accepting me, for loving me, for being here." "Always," I whispered back. "Always here, always loving you, always proud." I handed her to Daniela. Watch them hold hands, say their vows, promise forever, kiss, become wives, become family. Legally, finally, after so many years of hiding, pretending, denying. The reception was joyful, dancing, laughter, toasts. People celebrating love, real love, hard-won love, love that had survived secrets and shame and society's judgment, love that was stronger because of what it had endured. I danced with Amelia, mother-daughter dance, to a song she picked about freedom, about finding yourself, about coming home. We swayed slowly, her head on my shoulder, like when she was little, when the world was simple, when love was uncomplicated. "I'm so happy, Mom," she said. "Happier than I've ever been, happier than I thought possible." "Good. You deserve this, all of this, and more." "Do you ever regret it, supporting me, losing friends, losing Sebastian, all because of me?" "No, never, not once. Those people, Sebastian included, showed me who they really are, what they really value, and it's not love, it's not family, it's appearance, reputation, tradition, things that don't matter. You matter, your happiness matters. That's all." 6 months after the wedding, Sebastian called, out of the blue. No warning, no explanation, just called. "Mom, it's Sebastian." "I know who you are." My voice was cold. I'd stayed angry, stayed distant, kept my word, chosen Amelia, always Amelia. "I've been thinking about Amelia, about what I said, about how I handled things." "You didn't handle things. You ran from them. You abandoned your sister." I know that now. I was scared. Scared of what people would think, say, how it would affect me, my career, my family. But I was wrong. So wrong. What changed? My daughter, Emma. She's 13 now. She came to me last month, crying. Said she thought she might be bisexual, that she liked boys and girls, that she was scared to tell me. Scared I'd be disappointed, angry, would reject her. He paused. I heard him breathing, trying to compose himself. And I looked at her, Mom, my baby girl, scared, vulnerable, trusting me with this huge part of herself. And I thought about Amelia, how she must have felt, scared, alone, hiding, for years. And I thought about how I'd treated her, how I'd rejected her, judged her. And I realized I was about to do the same thing to my own daughter. Teach her to hide, to be ashamed, to choose other people's opinions over her own truth. What did you do? I held her, told her I loved her, that nothing could change that she was perfect exactly as she is, that I'd support her, protect her, stand by her, always. And she cried, relieved, happy, safe. And I thought, this is what Amelia needed, what I should have given her, what I failed to give her. He was crying now, full sobbing, raw, genuine, years of regret pouring out. "I'm sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry for what I said, what I did, how I treated Amelia, how I treated you. I was wrong, completely wrong, and I want to make it right. If she'll let me, if you'll let me. I sat with that, sat with his apology, his regret, his change. Was it enough? Could I forgive him? Could Amelia? You need to call your sister. Not me, her. Apologize to her, genuinely, without excuses, without expectations. Just apologize. And then, maybe, if she's ready, you can start rebuilding. But that's her choice. Not mine, not yours. Hers. Okay, I'll call her. Today, right now. Thank you, Mom, for not giving up on me, for still answering, for listening. I'm still angry with you, still disappointed, still hurt by what you did. But you're my son, and I love you, even when I don't like you. Even when you disappoint me. Love doesn't end, even when it should. He called Amelia that afternoon. They talked for 2 hours. She called me after, crying, but good crying, happy crying, healing crying. He apologized, Mom, really apologized, took responsibility, didn't make excuses, didn't ask for forgiveness, just said he was sorry, that he was wrong, that he loved me, that he wanted to know me, really know me, know Daniela, be part of my life again, if I'd let him. And will you let him? I don't know. Maybe, eventually. It hurt, what he did, how he treated me. I'm not ready to just forget, pretend it didn't happen. But I'm willing to try. Slowly, carefully, to rebuild, to see if he means it, if he's really changed. That's wise. That's healthy. Guard your heart. But stay open. People can change, learn, grow. If he's really trying, really committed, maybe there's hope. And Emma, his daughter, coming out as bi, that's what changed him, made him understand, made him see me differently. I'm glad she has him, that she won't have to hide, won't have to feel what I felt. That's something at least. Sebastian did change, slowly, genuinely. He called regularly, sent texts, asked questions about Amelia's life, about Daniela, about their home, their plans, their happiness. He sent a belated wedding gift with a card, long card, full of apologies and promises and hope. 6 months later, he visited, brought his whole family, his wife, his 3 kids. They met Amelia and Daniela, had dinner, played games, talked, laughed, built bridges, carefully, tentatively, but genuinely. Emma, his daughter, bonded with Amelia immediately, sat close, asked questions about coming out, about being in a same-sex relationship, about handling judgment, about finding happiness. Amelia answered honestly, openly, gave her niece what she'd needed at that age. Representation, hope, example. You're so brave, Aunt Amelia, Emma said. Coming out, leaving your husband, starting over. I don't know if I could do that. You won't have to, Amelia said, because you have support. You have your dad, your family, people who love you exactly as you are. I didn't have that, not at first. But you do. That makes all the difference. Watching them together, I felt hope. For the next generation, for Emma, for other kids like her, like Amelia had been. Kids who wouldn't have to hide, wouldn't have to pretend, wouldn't have to marry the wrong person to please society, to fit in, to feel normal. Progress. Slow, imperfect, but real. It's been 3 years now. 3 years since that Thursday morning. Since I walked into Amelia's kitchen. Since I heard her crying. Since everything changed. Amelia and Daniela are thriving. They bought a house, adopted a dog, started talking about kids, about building a family, about futures that include everything they'd thought was impossible. Everything society had told them they couldn't have. Amelia's relationship with Sebastian is still healing, still careful, but stronger. He calls her regularly now, includes her in family events, talks about her openly, proudly, introduces Daniela as his sister-in-law. No hesitation, no shame, no apology. His kids adore Amelia, especially Emma. She came out publicly last year, at school, on social media, confident, proud, supported, because she had examples, had family, had Amelia showing her it was possible, that it was okay, that it was good. I'm 72 now, 3 years older than when this started, 3 years wiser, 3 years clearer about what matters. Love matters, truth matters, acceptance matters. Everything else is noise, distraction, worthless. I lost friends over Amelia, lost community, lost comfort, but I gained something better: clarity, purpose, pride. Pride in my daughter, pride in myself for choosing love over fear, acceptance over judgment, truth over comfort. Nicholas remarried last year. Nice woman. They seem happy. Amelia was invited to the wedding. Declined politely. Too soon, too strange. But she sent a gift, a card, wishing him well, genuinely, because she didn't hate him, never had. Just couldn't be what he needed, what he deserved. Because she was someone else, something else. Finally herself. People still whisper sometimes, still judge, still think Amelia was selfish, that she destroyed her marriage, that she chose sin over sanctity. But I don't care. Not anymore. Their opinions don't pay my bills, don't bring me joy, don't love my daughter. What matters is this: Amelia is happy, really happy, living authentically, loving openly, being herself without apology, without shame, without hiding. That's all I ever wanted for her, for any child. Happiness, freedom, truth. That Thursday morning, that phone call, that confession. It was terrifying, devastating, world-ending, but it was also necessary, important, life-saving. Because Amelia was dying slowly, quietly, under the weight of pretending, of hiding, of being who everyone expected instead of who she was. Amelia calls me every week, sometimes more. We have coffee every Thursday, our tradition, restored, strengthened, honest now, really honest. No more secrets, no more hiding, just mother and daughter, having coffee, talking about life, about nothing, about everything. Now she's alive, vibrant, real, and I got to be part of that. Got to help her, got to choose her. Every time, every day, over reputation, over comfort, over fear. That's what mothers do, or should do. Choose their children, love them unconditionally, accept them completely, support them absolutely, no matter what, no matter who, no matter when. I think about parents who don't, who reject their queer kids, who choose religion over relationship, tradition over truth, pride over love. And I feel sad for them, for what they're missing, for the relationships they're destroying, for the love they're refusing. Because love is simple, or should be. I hope so. I want to give them what you gave me: unconditional love, support, acceptance. I want them to never feel what I felt, never hide who they are, never pretend. I want them free from the beginning. They will be, because you know what it costs to hide, to pretend, to live lies. You'll never let them feel that. You'll protect them, love them, let them be whoever they are, without conditions, without fear. Thank you, Mom, for showing me how, for being the example, for choosing me over everything, over everyone. I wouldn't be here without you, wouldn't be happy, wouldn't be free. You saved me. No, sweetheart, you saved yourself by telling the truth, by being brave, by choosing yourself. I just witnessed it, supported it, loved you through it. That's the easy part. You did the hard part. We hugged. Long, tight, the way mothers and daughters do when words aren't enough. When everything's been said but needs to be felt. When love is the only language that matters. I'm proud of her. So proud of who she is, who she's become, who she's always been underneath the performance, underneath the hiding, underneath the fear. And I'm proud of myself for listening, for accepting, for choosing love over everything else, for being the mother she needed, the mother every queer child deserves, the mother I hope I always was, but proved I could be that Thursday morning. That crying, that confession, that phone call that revealed everything. It didn't end our relationship. It saved it, made it real. Honest, strong, built on truth instead of assumptions, on acceptance instead of expectations, on love instead of conditions. That's what matters. That's what lasts. That's everything. What would you do if this happened to you? Tell me in the comments. I always read them. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more true life stories like mine.